following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in. I'm Devin O'Day. I hope your day is going fabulously well. I love the sunshine. Love that organic vitamin D, even if it is chilly. It's okay. It's December. It's supposed to be chilly. Unless you're in Australia. Coming up this week, we're going to be visiting with J.D. Reynolds. And she is in Australia, and Christmas in Australia is a summertime surfer experience. It's so different. It is the land down under, and we're going to be finding out about her new single. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about something very, very important that is coming up this Saturday, 10:30 in Winchester, Tennessee, 10:30 in the morning. They're going to have a big celebration on the town square, and they have a local theater there where they will be celebrating 20 years of their festival and 20 years of a movie called Paper Angels.
Jenny's almost due.
If this is Mark, kick once. If it's Benjamin, kick twice.
With the economy the way it is right now, we can't afford to renew Precision Design's contract for next year.
I want you to make me a list of what you want.
Mom, we can barely keep food in the house. Your car's on life support. How are you going to buy Christmas presents?
I signed you and Sarah up for the Angel Tree program.
The what?
The Salvation Army does a thing where kids make out a Christmas list and people pick their names and buy the gifts.
Kevin, it's a giant angel tree. Let's pick two names off the tree and buy them whatever they ask for.
Jenny, I don't think we can really afford to.
Okay. You just asked me what I want for Christmas. This is it. This is my gift from you.
Young fella, I worked my tail off for 40 years trying to get where I thought I wanted to be. My life was like an old puzzle with the pieces scattered all around. I didn't know how to put it back together. Not by myself.
Did you ever think that maybe there's something guiding us in everything we do? When things go wrong, I mean really, really wrong, there's still a way to get through it. You just have to trust that feeling.
If I just knew that you were praying for me, and I might still have a chance to get my family back.
Christmas star, shining down into your heart. Doesn't matter who you are.
Paper Angels will be in Winchester, Tennessee, there in the square. We'll tell you details about that in an upcoming 3-part series with Jimmy Wayne. We're going to see the first part of that interview coming up a little bit later in the show. Now we're going to talk about the importance of sober driving during the holidays. And Buddy Lewis will join us now. How are you, Buddy?
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning. It's good to see you.
I'm so glad to talk about this subject. Tomorrow night is a big night, the night of remembrance, and you guys at the Department of Highway Safety are partnering with MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, to remember those. And we're going to have some details about that coming up. But I wanted to talk to you about the holiday and the importance of driving sober.
Well, it's a very crucial issue that we have, not only in Tennessee but nationwide. You know, just the data, our latest data shows that from October 1st of last year to September 30th of this year, 1 in 3 fatal crashes involved a DUI. And that's very sad. So anything that we can do, any message that we can get out to everyone about the importance of not drinking and driving. You know, there are so many options available now for people. They're Uber and you know, all these options are available. Cabs, all of these things are there to make that decision not to drive drunk. And so it's a matter of just saving lives. And so that's what we're trying to do. Our campaign, our Booze It and Lose It campaign, starts on December the 15th through January 1st. it's sad to say, but during the holiday season, we do see an increase in DUIs. People going to parties that may not normally drink, but they think, well, one drink or two drinks won't hurt me that much, and then they'll get behind a wheel, and then something terrible happens that changes their life, or may cause them to lose their life or someone else's life. So this is just a campaign that we're trying to get out and make certain people understand that you never need to make that decision to get behind a wheel if you've been drinking.
And it's what's really remarkable is, I don't know if I know you've seen the test when they test people with a driving simulator after one drink, after two drinks, after three drinks, just on a simulator. And it's amazing. Even after one drink, there are issues.
Absolutely, it is, and it changed. You may not realize it, but I mean, it's medical and scientific data that shows that how much a small amount of alcohol will impair you to the level that your reactions are not as quick as they would be if you had not had a drink of alcohol. So people a lot of times think, well, I've only had a few, I can make it home. I may not have to drive, but maybe a mile down the road to get home. And then, something terrible happens. So it's just, it's just a matter of making that right decision and making that right choice not to get behind the wheel if you've been drinking.
Thank you so much for that. And there are a lot of sober ride programs that are absolutely free. Getting into the Christmas Eve and Christmas and New Year's Eve and those times during the holidays. So I encourage everybody to look into the sober ride programs. Even some churches have stepped up and said, we'll drive you home. We'll take care of you. And don't even worry about that. So I encourage everybody, wherever people are watching, we're mostly Middle Tennessee, but people all over the country watch us. So this is something that is worldwide, but we want to take care of our people right here in Middle Tennessee. One of our own, Jamie Jones, she was just hit by a drunk driver. She's one of our sales reps for the Dixon Post, just hit by a drunk driver. And she has had some injuries, but she's going to be okay. But it could have been so much worse, and it didn't have to happen at all.
That's right. That's right. Every time that someone gets behind the wheel after they've been drinking is a decision that could have been prevented. And there's so many, as we said, there's so many options out there to take that away and to remove that risk, because you are taking a risk if you get behind the wheel after you've had a drink or two or whatever. The bottom line is make that correct decision that will, and I often put it and relay it this way. Suppose it's one of your own kin folks, one if it's a family member, unknowingly that you get behind the wheel and have a crash and hit and kill, and it was your choice that you made that cost the life of someone. And so I always try this Christmas season, this holiday season, just to think about those people that will not be sitting at tables with family members this year because someone's made a bad decision. So we just encourage everyone to make that right decision, not drink and drive, make an alternative decision, get a ride home, do whatever you need to do, but do not get behind the wheel if you've been drinking.
And and lastly, I want to bring up kids and grandkids. Even nieces and nephews. If you want to really give them a gift, give them an Uber account. Absolutely. Give them an Uber account. Take care of them and then put them on your account, or give them and say, look, I don't want you to make this choice to drink or to whatever, but don't assume that they will do what you say.
That's correct.
Don't assume that, because I have watched it, and I was actually the witness of an accident scene.
Wow.
Where a child literally died in my arms.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want anyone to ever see something like that, but there was definitely alcohol involved, and the mother showed up, and this was the second child she lost. So this is the thing. Impart this on your children and teach it to them right now, and let them know that they can call you at any time.
Absolutely. Great words of advice.
Buddy, I thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all that you guys do over there and the good information. We talked about safety seats this week, and that was it was powerful. Just to realize, oh gosh, we can learn how to do this, and there are places to help you, and that's what you guys do every day.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of partners across the state in law enforcement and otherwise that are helping get these messages out. So we appreciate the partnerships that we have, like yourself. We thank you for the opportunity for me to come on and talk about this. And if we can ever do anything to help anymore, please let us know.
Oh, thank you, buddy. We'll be talking with you. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Night of Remembrance is at the Sonesta. That's the hotel here in Nashville on Marriott Drive, and it starts at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. We will be talking to Phaedra Creed. She is the head of Mothers Against Drunk Drivers here and heading up that initiative. And the Night of Remembrance remembers those who were lost to drunk drivers. Well, we want to continue on this conversation of the holiday and how important it is, but I cannot even talk about angel trees, Salvation Army, our foster care system without thinking of Jimmy Wayne. Jimmy Wayne, an incredible singer-songwriter, but so much more than that. This is part of a 3-part series with Jimmy Wayne. It is a big, big day coming up because we're celebrating Paper Angels. Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm good, Devin. How are you?
I'm fabulous. It is Christmas, but you know what? Christmas, you come from a past, a history with the foster care system, and we talk about the Salvation Army and those red kettles and those angel trees. When was it that you wrote Paper Angels?
I wrote Paper Angels with the co-writer Don Sampson in 2001. It was the first song I wrote after I'd gotten signed to DreamWorks Nashville Records. I wanted to give back to the organization and to the people who gave to me first. It was the Salvation Army that provided me my first guitar. In 1987, I had just gotten out of the custody of the state of North Carolina, and man, what a hard time in life. It was so incredibly hard, but that little guitar they gave me just gave me a place to escape. And I just would sit on the bed at my sister Patricia and her husband at their trailer, because they had taken me in, and I would sit in that little bedroom with those paneling walls, and I just remember holding that guitar and noodling around with it, and one of those Mel Bay guitar instruction books, trying to learn chords. And you know, I didn't think I was going to get a guitar. Actually, my social worker, Carla Moore was her name at the time. Carla Moore Foy is her married name. It was her who asked me. She said, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I was not used to getting anything for Christmas. And I'm not trying to play the sympathy card, if you will. I'm just telling you what was going on in my life. I was in the system. I was in the foster care system, and my sister had already gotten married. She got married at a very young age, and was forced to do so. But she took me in, and on the way there, my social worker asked me, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I don't know what made me say guitar, because it was such a huge ask for where I was in my life. Because, you know, I was a homeless kid, and asking for a guitar was like asking someone for a Lamborghini or something. I mean, it was like, you know,
it was a big deal.
It was a huge deal. Wow. And I said, I'd like to have a guitar. She signed me up for the Salvation Army Angel Tree program. And, you know, I was used to that program. My mom had signed me and my sister up to that program many times when we were kids. But all of a sudden, she showed up at the trailer carrying a guitar. And she said, "This is yours." I mean, it just brings me to, man, I tell you, it just changes your life, you know?
And I think about it, and I'm going to play a little bit of your story about your keynotes, because I want people to look at a few of your accomplishments. There's a video you put together a few years ago about your speaking, but it really brings us to kind of where we are today.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Wayne. I am so thankful for the opportunities I've been given to share my music with so many amazing fans all over the world for the past 18 years. These fans gave me a chance to perform Madison Square Garden. They gave me the opportunity to perform on the Grand Ole Opry show at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. These fans helped me make a dream come true. A dream that started when I was just a kid laying in bed at the group home, the foster home, the receiving home, listening to my music and saying to myself, I'm going to make it. And when I do, I'm not going to forget where I come from.
That you think about the impact of that guitar, that paper angel on a tree, and God just going, here's a lightning bolt. I'm putting it all together. And you've performed on the Opry over 200 times now.
224 times. And that platform has given me a chance to share my story and, you know, the song Paper Angels to hundreds and thousands of people right there in the Grand Ole Opry House or the Ryman Auditorium, and through WSM, through the radio airways. And I mean, you personally have shared it with hundreds of thousands of people for so many years. And we're talking 20 years. People all over the world has heard the song. And it was the radio, all the radio stations that made this song such a huge success, because initially the record label was not going to release Paper Angels. And that's not, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying that was just the plan. They said this
that
is
we
not,
hear that story all the time, where they go, no, they want 2 minutes of happy. They want up-tempo positive. They want, we all have heard those stories, but the truth is this song was meant to be there, and it was meant to change lives. How did it become this movie with Up TV?
Well, when Don Sampson and I wrote the song Paper Angels, it didn't make the album. So it was Scott Bruschetta who said, you need to write a bridge for that song. So we had already recorded the first and second verse in a professional recording studio. So that's like $20,000 already invested in this song without a bridge. So chances of us getting to go back in and re-record this song was not going to happen. However, I went into the record label and I was in there every day just telling Scott, man, this song is so important. I promise you, this song is so important. And he's like, all right, we're going to do this. And we went back in the studio and they allowed me to tack on the bridge to the song. So when you hear the song, you don't know that that's 2-part recording session.
No, you don't.
No. So thank God. I mean, the song, then he said, you know, Jimmy, it's not in the plan to, this is not going to happen. We're not releasing this. We'll let you put it on the album, but not to release it. Okay. However, when I did my 10-month radio tour, when I was promoting Stay Gone, my first single, I Love You This Much, and I'd always play Paper Angels at the end of each visit, because I knew this song was so important. And so by the time it got around to the Christmas season holiday, a lot of radio stations remembered that song and they started playing it.
Oh, and coming up this weekend, celebrating this movie, this story, this song. Oh my goodness. We're going to all, in the Oldham Theater is presenting a movie screening at 10:30 in the morning in Winchester, Tennessee. Oh,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. Anybody can go, and it's an important time, because it's their anniversary, their 20 years, your 20 years. It's of Paper Angels. It is with great joy that I got to present. That's the first part of our interview. It is literally, the stories that Jimmy Wayne tells are so intriguing and so important. And so we're putting together a wonderful Christmas special. He is part of it. Skip Ewing is part of it. And there are a lot of stories, and a lot of the folks here at Main Street Media are telling their stories as well, because we've got a lot to be grateful for and thankful for. But we also have a state that understands that this holiday season is bigger than one religion. It is a time of light, and it is a time of reaching out.
Hey, Tennessee, I want to extend my wishes for a happy Hanukkah to all Tennesseans celebrating across our state.
We, too, at Chabad of Nashville, wish y'all a happy Hanukkah. The Hanukkah lights provide us with warmth, joy, strength, and inspiration. Each night, we kindle an additional candle, teaching us that we, too, can make our world a better and brighter place by performing additional acts of kindness and goodness every day.
As you celebrate this special season of remembrance and light, we wish you and your family a blessed holiday.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and your family. This is Sean Moran from Red Barn Financial, and I'm sitting outside the Red Barn. I wanted to talk to you today about an event that's really important to me. As you know, the season's about more than just giving and receiving presents, but it's about modeling what God has done for us in our lives, and I believe the way to honor Him is by giving back to our brothers and sisters in need. About 10 years ago, I learned that during the holiday season, people often give jackets, boots, and clothing and food to homeless people. All are very important and needed, but not too many people were giving socks. Probably nobody thought of that. So I made it my mission to provide socks for the homeless during the holiday season. We moved to Murfreesboro back in February, and this is the first year that we're going to get to do this in this community. So I really want to make this a successful year. I'm looking forward to seeing the joy on the people's faces here in Murfreesboro, and I would love to have your help. The more socks we can collect, the more people we can bless with warm, dry, clean socks. It makes a difference in so many people's lives. If you'd like to donate socks, you can find me on Monday mornings at Connect Murfreesboro, Wednesday mornings at Networking for Awesome People, and I'll have my collection box with me. If you aren't able to meet at either of those locations, let me know and we'll figure out a time and place to meet. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and best wishes for a prosperous 2022. God bless.
Socks for the homeless in Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro Post is our newspaper there. We go around the mid-state telling your stories. And a shout out today, Regina is watching. Hi, Regina. I think Regina, Alaska. Am I right? Make sure I'm right on that. And Debbie Mabry giving us a shout out for the good advice on sober driving. Debbie is our marketing representative for the Wilson Post. Steve Burney, who is with us every day. Steve, thank you so much for being here. Love you so much. And Elizabeth making a remark about Jimmy Wayne. He touches hearts and lives so very, very much. Walk to Beautiful is Jimmy's book. We're going to hear more of his story tomorrow. And a shout out to Bruce Birch, my buddy. Glad to see you, Bruce. Hope you're doing well. We love checking in with everybody. If you are here and you're watching, we hope that you will share this with somebody and just kind of get people involved in what we do here at Main Street Media. We have podcasts, we have shows here, Mornings on Main Street with my little brother, Joe Dubin, Big Joe on the Go. We have him as part of our shows every single morning, a great way to start. And then middays, I hold that side up. And we have Launch Date on Wednesdays at noon with my life coach, Terry Pugh. And we're going to be doing that today. But we're also sharing songs of the season. And I love Miss Ava Page. When she put this video together, no one could be together. Merry Friendsmas. I know this will lift your spirits.
Merry Friendsmas, wherever you are. Hope your holiday's brighter than the light from December stars. Merry Friendsmas, I'm wishing you well. May your days be filled with candy canes and silver bells. I'm sure it's not the same without you here to pass the cheer and celebrate. There'll be friends, it won't be long till we're back together singing autumn Christmas songs. I sure do miss you, wish I could be with you, so until we meet again, I hope the magic is everlasting. Merry Christmas to you, my friends. Well, I sure do miss you, wish I could be with you, so until we meet again, I hope the magic is everlasting. Merry Christmas to you, my friends. Merry Christmas. How could I be blue when I got friends like you?
I love you guys.
I'm Commissioner Ken Hodder, National Commander of the Salvation Army. There is too much at stake right now for the people we serve for there to be any confusion about what the Salvation Army stands for. So let me be clear. We believe only in the Bible. We endorse no social theory or philosophy, and we never will. And we're not asking anyone to apologize for the color of their skin. We believe that all of us are made in God's image, and that He loves all of us equally, and that racism is totally incompatible with Christianity. We apologize for any confusion the Salvation Army has caused on this, but right now, there are lots of people who need our help. They need your help. So join us in meeting human needs in Christ's name without discrimination. Merry Christmas.
There will be kettles and bell ringers, and there will be angel trees, and there will be services, and there will be hot meals and socks. There will be things to help our fellow man because of the Salvation Army, which they've been doing this for many, many years. And coming up, along with Jimmy Wayne's story, I'm hoping to get my friend Damian Horn, who is part of the Salvation Army, and he is an incredible singer. I'm going to give you just a little sneak peek of an interview with him that many, many years ago.
We're at Youth Council's opening day, and we're talking with Damian Horn. Damian, you're on the schedule for this weekend, and tell us a little bit about what your performances are and what you're going to be doing here.
Actually, I'm going to be performing some of my original material here, also teaching a spoken word class for the youth.
That's great. Now, Damian Horn, for those of you that don't know, is a major Christian recording artist and has had some roots in the Salvation Army. Tell us a little bit about your story, beginning with the Army, and how you came back to us, and how you're here today.
Well, I started out actually in the Boys and Girls Club, and it was connected to the Salvation Army Church in Hickory, North Carolina. And I'm from a huge family. I'm one of 12 children, and we used to all go to the Boys and Girls Club. But there was a particular captain at the time, who's a major now, Major Pete Costas, who always took an interest in, us playing sports and things, and invited us over to the church, and we started going to the summer camps, and just really got connected through that way. And I was with the Army until I was about 17, 18 years old, and then I left and moved to L.A., where I ended up homeless for about 2 years there, and I just kind of found myself searching, but it always kind of led me back to the Salvation Army.
And did you receive any services from the Salvation Army while you were in L.A.?
Oh, yes. That was one of the staples, totally throughout my life. Even when I was growing up, they always were around to help my family with clothing and food. And when I moved to L.A., when I didn't have anything, it was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, Salvation Army, I know I can go there and get help.
So you're a long way now, though, from homeless on the streets in Los Angeles. Explain to us how you got to where you are now.
Yeah, well, I give all credit to God, first of all. I know nothing but him. But I was there, like I said, I was homeless for 2 years, and then I ended up moving back to the Carolinas, kind of regrouping. But I still had this passion to go and pursue music, so I ended up moving to Nashville, Tennessee, where I was actually discovered on the side of the street there, 2nd Avenue, kind of like everybody does it. And it just kind of took off from there.
And so tell us a little bit about what you're going to be teaching some of the children or the youth this weekend. I got to imagine it's going to be a little bit more than music, and there's going to be some hints of your story in that to stay on the right path.
Yeah, well, the particular class that I'll be teaching is a spoken word class. It's kind of like poetry, but a more animated, verbal type way of delivering it, and that meant a lot to me because writing is the way I always got things out of my head, and was how I dealt with stuff, and that's what made me become a musician in the first place. And so I kind of want to teach kids that you can use that as a tool to kind of as an outlet instead of kind of going and acting these things out. Sometimes just get it out through writing, through songs, and through poetry. Just some positive ways of doing that.
Well, great, Damien. Thanks so much. We're very blessed to have you here this weekend on the agenda, and we're excited for some of your classes. I'm Matt Pachilli. We're talking with Damien Horn at Youth Councils.
I love the story of Damien Horn. When he said he had a huge family, 12 kids, mom was a single mother, and he said she raised them. She could not read or write, but she knew to get them to church, and she knew to get them to the Salvation Army, and that is far-reaching. Well, we're going to close our show with Damien. He is a hoot. He is a rock star, part of one of the original folks over at Music Mafia, part of Big and Rich and all that crazy group of folks. He is one of the best people I know. So be safe, be kind. Remember, you are loved. Have a great rest of your day.
I'll spend the holidays alone. There will be no need for mistletoe. Santa, please stay 6 feet from my home. Don't wanna give poor Rudolph a runny nose, 'cause I've been locked up coughing in my room ever since the doc gave me the news. I got COVID for Christmas this year. Now my sense of taste and smell has totally disappeared. 'Cause I got COVID for Christmas, it's clear. We've been spreading more than Christmas cheer. A fireside fever with the chills, and my hair hurts whenever I hear jingle bells. I tried hanging decorations on my tree, but every time I do, I fall asleep. Dear Santa, if I made your naughty list, I'd rather take my lump of coal, anything but this. 'Cause I got COVID for Christmas this year. Now my sense of taste and smell has totally disappeared. 'Cause I got COVID for Christmas, it's clear. We've been spreading Christmas cheer. All I said was that these masks make it seem like it's Halloween. Was joking with some friends of mine, was like the joke's on me, 'cause I got COVID Christmas this year. Now my sense of taste and smell have totally disappeared. Yeah, I got COVID for Christmas, it's clear. We've been spreading more than Christmas cheer.